What's up, guys? It's your boy Anime Boom, and I am back for another video. And we all love the Akatsuki. We love the Akatsuki, but there's two versions of the Akatsuki that people don't really talk about. To me, you got the first version. You got everything before the pain arc. After the pain arc is the second version, and everything before, like the Nagato's death, is the first part of the Akatsuki. And then you got the second version of Akatsuki, everything that happens after Nagato's death. And didn't make a video about the first half, but I can do a quick little my view on the first half of the Akatsuki. So you got like Datara, Itachi, Sasori, Nagato, all of them. They carried. They made the Akatsuki iconic. Such iconic moments and iconic deaths, and Pain and Itachi are just like two iconic members of the Akatsuki. But it changed after they died, and it turned into a whole different group. So I wanted to talk about that version of the Akatsuki, part 2 of the Akatsuki. So let's go. Let's get right into it. Roll the intro. Okay, by the time Nagato's dead, you got a whole new version of the Akatsuki. You got a couple members. You got Toby just revealed itself as Mamoru Uchiha, Kisame, Zetsu, Conan still a member. You got I think that's really it. Like, that is really only 4 people: Kisame, Zetsu, Conan, and Toby. Those are the main people, and I don't think there's really anybody else. And they lost some members. A lot of them died in that first half of the Akatsuki, part 1 group of Akatsuki. But we'll see how it goes. This is the current Akatsuki group, so let's go. Okay, to start it off, the Akatsuki, after Nagato dies, they get new members. And it kind of happened before Nagato died, but we all know it's basically like right after. The Taka joins Pain's group. Taka, Sasuke, all of that, they joined the Akatsuki. And after Nagato died, that's when everybody's like, what? Sasuke joined the Akatsuki? He joined the Akatsuki? And it's a very short-lived team up crossover. That's like a real fan moment. Like, Sasuke joins the Akatsuki. I know people wanted Naruto and Sakura to join the Akatsuki for so long. And it's like fan pictures of them joining the Akatsuki, Naruto looking evil, all of them just looking evil. But Sasuke actually did it. That's hilarious. He actually joined the Akatsuki. And he fought the Eight Tails, iconic fight. And that's really it. He don't do nothing else. He really leaves the Akatsuki right after that fight. But for the little bit of time we had him there, and some people count the 5 Kage Summit, but he wasn't repping the Akatsuki no more after that. He wasn't wearing the Akatsuki robes and all of that. So that's why I kind of put him in there. But you can even count that. So he has 2 iconic moments: the 5 Kage Summit and the fight with Killer Bee. 2 great moments. So for the little bit of time Sasuke was in the Akatsuki, it was fun. And we had brand new members of the Akatsuki. All of them was cool. Jugo, Sugetsu, Karin, and Sasuke. And Toby was like their sensei. And yeah, I just think he did a good job. He carried the Akatsuki for a minute. Like, gave them a good couple more arcs because the other members just was not carrying. I don't think the other members carried yet, but Sasuke did his thing. So I think the Sasuke Taka part of the Akatsuki was fine. Okay, so we lost Itachi and Pain. The two faces to me of the Akatsuki. They were the leaders. That was Sasuke's rival and Naruto's rival. And then you learn about what Itachi was really all about. And then you learn what Nagato's all about. And he turns good. So you lose those people. So you need a new leader to carry the Akatsuki. And that's when Toby came in. Toby really got going. He started to really start going and becoming the main villain of the team right after the Pain arc. That's when he became Madara Uchiha, then became Obito. He carried the Akatsuki for years. This man carried the Akatsuki, and the war arc, he was the man. He did his thing. It felt real, like, okay, this isn't a forced new leader. This is actually somebody they was building up to since the beginning. When Kakashi was bringing up his dead friend Obito, this is what it led to. Obito was alive. He was really controlling the Akatsuki, and his backstory is amazing, had great moments, and just really did a good job. And then eventually it started to get a little bad, but most of it was well done. And I just think about those 3 or 4 years of the war arc where he was just the main villain all that time. And he always felt like a real threat to Naruto in the game. He always felt like, man, he's stronger than Pain and Itachi and all of them. And if he gets all that Infinite Tsukiyomi stuff, he takes over the world. So, yes, Toby did his thing when he was funny. He did his thing when he was serious as Madara. And then he did that stuff as Obito. And that was like my favorite part of the show. When that reveal happened, when he turned into Obito and stuff, and Kakashi and him fought each other. Great time. So, yes, Obito carried as a leader. Okay, let's talk about the deaths in the Akatsuki. This is where the second half of the Akatsuki starts to wrap up and come to an end. So, Obito dies, Kisame dies, Konan dies. One of the flaws of this is I feel like they just didn't know what to do with a couple of Akatsuki members and just started killing them all. Konan and Kisame, for sure to me, just got killed off. They had iconic deaths. It never felt forced, like they're just trying to get rid of villains in the story. They went out in really good ways. Both great ways. Kisame died protecting the Akatsuki, and Konan died trying to kill Obito in a pretty good fight. So it was sad to see them go. They had good runs in the Akatsuki. I just wish they would have did a little bit more in the war arc, because I think they could have been used in some way during the war arc. But you never know. And maybe, like, especially Kisame. That would have been pretty cool seeing him fight for the Akatsuki. That would have been pretty cool, but it's alright. And Obito's death, it took a couple years to get to it, because he was the man, the leader of the Akatsuki for so long, but we eventually got his death. And people are so mixed on it. And then really, I think I'm still mixed on it too. We just maybe got to give it a couple more years, and then we'll finally give our thoughts on it, because it felt like they might have stretched it out a little bit. He had like one of the longest. It took him a minute to die. Like, they kept doing a lot of flashbacks and stuff. So it was kind of bad, but it was still sad at the same time. He was like the last death in Naruto that made it still. It's like, man, that era of Naruto's over. The War Arc era and the Akatsuki era of Naruto is done. It's over now. And it was really sad to see him go. And Black Zetsu, we don't care about him. He was awful. That reveal is awful. Pointless member of the Akatsuki. He's probably the worst member. But, you know, he just was so irrelevant. I'm not even going to blame that on the second half group of the Akatsuki. So, yeah, let's keep going. Okay, I want to give y'all my final thoughts on this version of the Akatsuki group. You know, we had the Sasuke, the Five Kage Summit part. You got the Killer Bee fight scene. I know that was before the Nagato thing. I know people gonna be in the comments, what are you talking about? That was before Nagato died. But I don't care. This the only thing I'm gonna say. I don't care. It felt like it was after Nagato died anyways. It was right before this Five Kage Summit, and it all connects. And Sasuke is still part of Akatsuki. I think that's the one thing I'm gonna let slide that was before the Nagato's death. But Sasuke killing Killer Bee and the Five Kage Summit part, and then you had the war arc for years. For years, I gotta give Obito credit. That man carried the war arc as the main villain for a very long time. Zetsu did not carry, and Kisame and Konan went out good. They went out in a good way, and everybody did their part in Akatsuki. It never felt like anybody, besides Zetsu, but it felt like everybody was in there and they did their thing. And it's sad that they all died or moved on and Akatsuki couldn't stay around. And some people might count Madara as a Akatsuki member. I'm gonna leave him out, just his video. I feel like Madara is kind of a Akatsuki member, but that'll make it more confusing because just Madara was a little bit separate from it. But yes, I just love the Akatsuki, man, and people love the first half of the Akatsuki, but I think the second half group of the Akatsuki deserves some love too, because they were both good versions of the Akatsuki. So tell me how y'all feel about it. Do y'all like the second Akatsuki group, or do y'all like the first group better? I'm very mixed on it. The second group has Obito, but the first group has Itachi and Pain. I'm gonna say the first group is better because Datarai, I just like Datarai and all those characters. But the second group is cool too because the war arc is good. The war arc wasn't perfect, but it was good. So peace out, y'all. Peace out.